Almost everyone today uses Clay as a prospecting tool, where you enrich leads, pull contact data, build outbound lists, and that's usually where the conversation ends. But Clay becomes significantly more powerful when you stop thinking of it as a database and start treating it like a decision engine. Today, I want to show you a use case outside traditional prospecting. What we are going to do is we are going to build a dynamic pricing intelligence engine for a logistics company that offers express delivery services. Now, where Clay continuously combines customer signals, market conditions, competitor inputs, and operational constraint to recommend account level pricing. So, by the end of this video, you will have a complete framework you can adapt for pricing, packaging, quoting, and even commercial strategy. So, let's quickly jump into Clay. The first thing that we do on Clay is we build our account list. We build it by using our basic filters like industry, location, company size. So as you can see, what I've considered over here are apparel and fashion as one of the segments that I would want to target, considering that a huge chunk of my business would come from these set of brands. So what I'm getting over here is the first set of data that includes description, the industry of that particular company, the company size, their location, their website, their LinkedIn profile URL. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to build a logistics intelligence table. Now, the interesting thing over here is that we are using an AI and where we have engineered a particular prompt that estimates two initial things for us. One is the monthly shipment volume, and it gives us the split between same day and next day delivery for those shipments. Now, both of these directly drive the rate calculations. So, this prompt uses Indian logistics benchmark, wherein say it is considering that say if it's a startup D2C brand, it is likely to be shipping say 200 to 2000 pieces a month. And in case if it's an FMCG player, then it's much higher, say 50,000 plus. For the delivery mix also, we have given it certain industry benchmarks to consider that, okay, for this industry, the ratio is 70-30, for this it is 20-10 or 15-85 or whatever the case is. And as an output, what we are getting over here are three columns where we have the monthly shipment count, we have the percentage of SDD split and percentage of NDD split. So as you can see over here, this is the exact prompt that I have used to get this completely done. And finally, I have my output over here as well. Next up, what we are doing is we are using AI to do one of the most valuable parts of our engine. That is, we are identifying who your prospect is currently using as a logistics partner, and it also surfaces any pain signals that it is able to get. So what this particular AI prompt does is it checks job postings, shipping policies, LinkedIn employee profiles, press releases, or any case studies where it's looking for mentions of the major Indian logistics players like Delivery, Blue Dart, Shadowfax, or aggregators like ShipRocket. And then it looks for complaints like delivery failures, negative reviews by customers, or any operational issues that are highlighted, anything that is publicly available. Finally, what it does is it returns a pain score out of 10. So as you can see, we have our column for current logistics partner, we have the pain signal, and we have the score as well. Now say if there is a score of 7 or above, then that's your green light to move fast. That is that the prospect is actively looking for an alternative. They just don't know about you yet. Then comes the most important part wherein we are using different formulas to get the quoted rate per kg. So over here we have 3-step formula that we are following, wherein the step 1 is where we are calculating the base rate from the volume tiered rate card, where we have tiered certain specific categories and told that, okay, if it is as per this volume or this particular kg, then this is how it should be. Step 2 is where we are blending the SDD and NDD rates as well. Finally, we are trying to find that what is the discount that we can offer to make our rates more competitive. And as in final output, we have a single quoted rate that we can offer that you can see over here. I'll just quickly show you how those formula looks like. So when I talk about the SDD base rate, so that's wherein we are using a very simple formula of using the monthly shipment. So if say the monthly shipments are greater than 50,000, then we consider that 70 will be our base rate. If it's more than 10,000, then 85. So that is how we have classified it. Same we have done for the NDD rate, and we have blended both the SDD and NDD rates to finally have that count in place. And we have used a discount formula in place as well. And finally, we have our quoted price as you can see over here. Now, moving on, what we are also doing is we are calculating what is the average shipment weight. Now, there are two ways to do this. One is if you are aware or if you get into a meeting with any client and they directly tell you that our average weight comes around this, then you can input that. Or what we have done over here is we have used the AI to go through the company's website, see their SKU, see what is their average weight looking like, and give that as an output in kgs. So majority of the apparel brands, if we see, the average shipment weight lies between 0.5 to 1 kgs, and that is the sort of output that we have considered over here. Finally, something that adds value for us is finding the annual contract value. This tells your sales team whether to pick up the phone or send them into a self-serve rate card. Now, how would this work is what we have seen is a lot of sales folks in this space, in the logistics space, they do a lot of walk-ins, they constantly approach brands, see that, okay, how would this work? But at the end of the day, what matters a lot is what is the sort of business that we are looking from them. And this gives a more targeted approach for your sales team to focus on the right accounts to approach. So this formula uses an average weight per industry. Like for example, say a particular industry has a certain weight category or a certain value. And finally, we have the formula that calculates this entire thing. So if you have say accounts that are above 1 CR of ACV, that might fall into strategic. And they get a custom pricing proposal, a dedicated sales call. You can even pitch of having a customer support, a dedicated manager, and all of the above. Below 6 lakh, say for example, if you have them bringing in annual revenue below 6 lakh, then it can be classified as a micro account, where you just have to give them the rates and it can be automated through your operations. So this is how you stop your sales reps from spending times on accounts that will never convert to meaningful revenue. And finally, as you can see, we have the same classification done over here, tier wise. Now, the next thing that we are doing is we are trying to understand how do we position our pricing. So this is where we benchmark our quoted rate against what the competitor is likely charging. So we have created an AI prompt again over here that estimates the competitor's base rates based on any public available information. And the output that we are getting is over here what is their exact base rate. We are even calculating what is the price gap and how are they positioned in comparison to the rates that we calculated. And it is also giving us a pitch angle. So say for example, if it is an overpriced rate, so we can directly say that we should revisit this lab or we work on a better rate, or this is how it works. Finally, what we have done is we have used all of this information to create an outreach package, which consists of 3 assets. One is a proposal summary, where we have a proper summary that gives us an understanding as to this is the business of the particular brand and this is what we can talk about. We have a LinkedIn connection note that gets created, and we even have subject lines that are created. So as you can see over here as the output, we have the LinkedIn note that, okay, what can we directly pitch? Now this industry is driven on 2 primary things. One is the commercial and second is the performance. And from a sales perspective, the biggest standpoint or the biggest hurdle that comes in initially is the commercials itself. Whereas performance, a brand will only get to know once they are engaged with us. So for commercials, that is how we put out pitch points. So as you can see over here, we can see that we found that your current rate might be this, and our current rate that we are willing to offer you can be this, and we realize that you are having say pickup reliability issues in this particular location. So we are happy to connect. In terms of email subject lines, we have something that is quite interesting, wherein it highlights exactly the pain point. That sounds quite interesting for the brand if you're reaching out to the founder or the supply chain heads, because that's where you are solving their pain point. So this is how we have the entire engine created. Now what I'll do is I'll just quickly walk you through how this entire flow looks like, wherein what we are doing is, as I said earlier, that we are taking the input as the company level details, and as you can see, we are moving forward to get the base rates, get the blended rates, understand what discount can we offer, getting the final quoted rate, calculating the annual contract value, classifying the customers as per certain tiers, that whether it can be a strategic partnership, a growth, transactional thing, or can it be a micro account for us. We are even doing a competitor rate analysis to finally have our outreach assets created. And this is exactly how we are using Clay to build a complete pricing intelligence engine. So this was about it. This was about how you can use Clay beyond just prospecting. You can have multiple other use cases. This was one for logistics. You can create this for your own industry, be it in the IT space, be it in the SaaS space. And if you found this interesting, please like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any other interesting use cases that you would want us to cover, please do put it up in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video.